Hello and welcome back to the Michelle McKay Yoga channel and channel of other things. Today we're going to kind of piggyback on what we did last week. Last week we said yoga is a snap with a strap. I'm getting kind of campy. I'm getting kind of kooky. I've got a little mascot. That's Cooper there in the corner. He may or may not join in this session. We'll work on the hamstrings and we'll maybe see if we can dabble a little bit with an inversion. So why not work the hamstrings? They are big muscles and we need to lengthen them. So no straps, no props needed this time. We're going to start laying on our backs and we're going to explore opening and lengthening the backs of the legs, the hamstrings. Today's class is going to be more like workshop-y / Iyengar, so not a lot of flow, really more like an Iyengar class, right? So again, focusing on the hamstrings. We'll begin laying on our backs, and again, you don't need any props. And if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please feel free to put that in the chat. I'm always open to suggestions. So starting laying on your backs, and knees bent is the easiest for the lower back. So if you have any issues with the lower back, I would say keep the knees bent and just do one leg straight, one leg bent. But if you have no issues with your lower back, you're going to extend your left leg forward and straight and then draw your right knee in towards you. Now try to keep your right thigh hugging in really close to your body. Stay right there. And don't work towards getting the leg straight. Now, any degree straighten your right knee, but try to keep your right thigh close to your body. So you'll notice that you'll get a point where I'm going to use the term break, that you have to put the brakes on it, because you'll like strain the hamstring. And we don't want to strain them, we want to lengthen them. So as the knee hugs in, you're just kind of exploring how open or how tight, or maybe I should say how open and if there's any resistance. Stay here for the inhale. Then when you exhale, take the leg away from the body and then see if you can begin to straighten the leg. Now you're going to flex your foot and really extend out to the inner and outer heel. Now the hands are holding onto the backs of the legs really low, so not anywhere near the knee joint. Take an inhale here, and then exhale, bend your knee, draw that right thigh in towards you. We'll do 3 of these, and then we'll change to the next side. This is round 2. And then start to extend that leg straight to any degree without strain. And then feel with the hands at the back of the thigh on the hamstring, feel those big groups of muscles. Stay here, inhale. And when you exhale, take that leg away, flex the foot, and see if you can work it towards straight. It doesn't have to be all the way straight. Just notice if there's a little give and take. Take an inhale here, and then exhale, draw your right knee in towards you. This is the last time. This is round 3. Keep that thigh close to you, and then extend that leg to any degree straight, right? Notice where the break is, or notice where the resistance is. Stay here, inhale. And now exhale, bend the knee. Place both feet onto the mat. So during this time, I'm sure a lot of us are walking and biking and doing those things, exercise modes of that nature. So it's really good that we, open and stretch the body, right? And because when we're walking and biking, you get a lot of works in the legs, why not stretch them out? Now, again, if the low back has no issues, you're going to keep the knee, you can straighten out the right leg, but if there is issues, keep the knees bent. Draw your left knee in towards you. So remember, we're going to do this 3 times. The left thigh is pretty close to your ribcage, and to any degree, straighten the knee. And then also notice the difference between your right and left side. We tend to have a more dominant side, and we're working towards bringing symmetry into the body. That's the hard part, which is why we continue to do the yoga practice as much as we can, right? Stay connected to the breath, stay connected to our body. Take an inhale here, and then exhale, reach that left leg away. Straighten it to any degree, flex your foot, and keep a hold of your hamstring. So feel like the belly of the muscle, if that makes any sense. Extend out through your inner and outer heel. Stay here, inhale. And then exhale, bend the knee. Draw your left thigh close to you, keep it in close, and then to any degree, straighten the knee. And observe where that resistance is, where that break is. And again, notice the difference between right and left side. Take an inhale here. And when you exhale, reach that leg away, extend that heel, see if you can straighten that leg. So it looks like my left leg is definitely more straight than my right. Stay here, inhale. Then exhale, bend the knee, draw your left thigh in towards you. To any degree, straighten that knee. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. And then take that leg away. Extend that heel straight up to the ceiling. See if you can straighten the leg, really flex the foot. And then bend the knee, draw that knee in towards you. Flex both knees or both thighs in towards the chest. Place your feet onto the ground and pause for a moment. Notice the difference in the backs of the legs. And then roll to one side. Use your hands to push the floor away. And we're going to come into downward dog. So downward dog is a really good way to stretch the backs of the legs. And it's also lengthening the spine. But let's explore how our downward dog feels after doing that kind of push and pull with the legs, getting the stretch for the hamstrings, and hopefully we'll feel a more lengthening in our downward dog, right? So we're going to start from that all fours position. And the best way, like I said a few months ago in the video about down dog, the best way to get the measurement is from child's pose, right? So each time I'm trying to layer on to these classes, these videos, so that hopefully it makes sense as we progress together, right? So extend the arms forward and straight. Keep your forearms and your elbows and your upper arms lifted. Then as you inhale, shift your weight forward. As you exhale, curl your toes under. Lift the legs towards straight. And just notice maybe your heels are a little bit closer to the ground. I definitely feel that having done that work, those poses that we were doing laying on our back, that's a way of doing Supta, Utthita Hasta Padangusasana. So Supta is recline, hand to big toe. But we weren't working on holding onto the big toe. We were really just exploring what's happening to the backs of the legs. Feel here in downward dog that you can press the thighs back, stretch the inner and outer heels to the mat. And as you engage the front muscles of the legs, the back muscles of the legs will start to open up. Press into your fingertips, the knuckles, and the heels of your hands, and allow the head to hang. Take an inhale. Then when you exhale, keeping the belly engaged, walk your hands back to meet your feet. So now we'll come into a forward fold, Uttanasana, also a good way to lengthen out the hamstrings. So see if you can get the hips over the knees over the ankles, and allow the head to hang. Continue to lift your kneecaps, lift your quads, engage the muscles of the legs. Breathe into the back body, kind of really have this sense of folding forward, folding inward. It is very hot today in Orange County. And also the opening of the hamstrings, the lengthening of the hamstrings. Stay here, inhale. And when you exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Take an inhale here, keep the belly engaged, and slowly come up to stand. Because we're working on the hamstrings, we're going to do most of the postures where the legs are straight. So we're going to work towards opening up the legs in a way and trying to keep, for the most part, the legs straight. Again, we're working on lengthening the hamstrings. Utthita Trikonasana. I once had a teacher say, a triangle a day keeps the doctors away. So add apple, add triangle, see what happens. Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose. So because we're going for lengthening of the hamstrings, see if you can take the legs really wide apart, like a leg's length distance, right? And from deep within the hip crease, turn your whole right leg out. Turn your left toes in and your left heel out, and your right heel lines up with the center of your back arch. Open up your arms to the height of your shoulders. And as you inhale, reach towards your right side. As you exhale, right hand could be on thigh, shin, floor, left arm up. And I want you to lift your toes up. Hopefully you can see, I'm starting to learn wearing colors is quite helpful. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing better, and shorts so that you can see the legs because of the hamstrings. So the arches of my feet are lifted, my toes are lifted up, and then I'm just going to spread the toes out and bring the toes back down. And it really ignites my kneecaps and my quads. So this is really getting engaged, and this is really opening up. Quadriceps engaged, hamstrings opening up. And then maybe I can go a little bit deeper. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. Press into the legs, keep the belly engaged. Inhale, come up to stand. Exhale, release your arms, parallel your legs. And already I can feel, there's some openness happening in my hamstrings. Those reclined postures, that recline hand to big toe, really is helping to open up the hamstrings. Now from deep within the hip socket, turn your whole left leg out. Turn your right toes in and your right heel out, and I'm lining up my left heel with my right arch. Open up the arms to the height of your shoulders. Inhale, reach over to your left side, and then exhale, left hand can be on thigh, shin, or floor, right arm up. And lift your toes up. Lift the toes, spread the toes, and bring the toes back down. And then revolve the left side of your chest forward, the right side of your chest backwards. Keep your arms straight and your legs straight. Keep that engagement of the fronts of the legs so the backs of the legs can lengthen. Stretch the crown of the head away from your lower back and tailbone. Stack your right shoulder over your left. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. Keep the belly drawing in. Smooth, steady inhales, smooth, steady exhales. Press down into your feet. Inhale, come all the way up. And then exhale, release your arms, parallel your legs. Triangle, round two. However, we're going to add a wide leg forward fold, and we're going to go from right to left. We're going to sweep the floor, if you will, okay? So take your arms out to the height of your shoulders. Externally rotate your right thigh bone in the hip socket. Slightly pigeon toe your left foot. And inhale, reach out and over your right side. Exhale, right hand down, left arm up, Utthita Trikonasana. Stay here, inhale. Now when you exhale, release the hands down. Walk way, way, way around like you're going around the world. And then come up. You can windmill the arms if you want to get fancy. Externally rotate your left thigh bone in the hip socket. Slightly pigeon toe your right toes. Inhale as you reach out and over your left side. Exhale, left hand down, right arm up. Utthita Trikonasana. Revolve your chest, the left side of your chest forward, right side of your chest backwards. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. Stay here, inhale. Now exhale, release the hands down, walk way, way out. Pivot on your feet. Now you're going to hold the wide leg forward fold. So if you have to adjust yourself, please do so. Now the outside edges of your feet are parallel to front and back edge of your back. Come up to your fingertips for a moment. And then from your pubic bone out to the crown of the head, stretch towards the device, right? Lift your toes up, spread your toes up, bring your toes back down. Arches of the feet are still lifted. And keep that activity of kneecaps lifted, quads lifted. So we're really trying to get at those hamstrings. We're really lengthening the backs of the legs. Stay here, inhale. Maintain all of that. When you exhale, bring the hands down about shoulder width, elbows hugging in towards each other for Pasarita Padottanasana A. Kneecaps are lifted, quads are lifted. Maybe head comes to the floor or not. We're really focusing on those hamstrings. Kneecaps lifted, quads lifted. The energy is drawing up into the pelvis. Stay here, inhale. Now when you exhale, walk the hands back forward. Lift up, meaning lift up your chest. Take the left hand to left hip, right hand to right hip. Inhale, come up to stand. Exhale, step or tip your feet together. Okay, so now we're going to do another version of that. We're going to add pyramid pose, and then we're going to go into a standing split. All of this is hamstrings, hamstrings, hamstrings. So my jumping together was a little bit sloppy. So let's see if I can jump about wide with a little bit more grace. Okay, a little bit better. My ode to juggling. Bring your hands to your hips, externally rotate your right thigh bone in the hip socket, turn your left toes in, left heel out, line up your right heel with your left arch, open up your arms to the height of your shoulders, inhale, reach over your right side, and then exhale, right hand down, left arm up. Maybe you're going a little bit deeper, right? This is round 3, stay here, inhale. And when you exhale, bring your left arm behind you, pivot on your feet. So now we're in pyramid pose. Try to angle your left toes towards the front corner of your back so it's not turning out. Kneecaps lifted, quads lifted, and you're trying to isometrically dig your heels into the mat. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. Really intense is the stretch. And then to take it up a notch, the right heel remains down, the right archway of the foot lifts up. And that's really going to get to those hamstrings. Stay here, inhale. Then exhale, place your feet down, bend your right knee. And then as you bend your right knee, we're going to go into a standing split, okay? So take an inhale, transfer the weight onto the right leg, lift the left leg, and then we're just going to swing that top leg 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and then hold. You're in that standing split. See if you can take the right hand behind the right calf, ankle, or shin, challenging your balance. Allow the crown of the head to hang down towards the mat. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. Standing split pose. Or maybe you could say Ekapada Uttanasana, perhaps. Take an inhale to lift your chest. When you exhale, you come back to pyramid pose, but then you pivot on your feet, walk way, way up. You're in Pasarita Padottanasana A for a moment. And then you're going to take it all the way over to the left side. Pivot on your feet. You can windmill the arms up, and we'll set up for triangle pose. Left heel is lining up with the right arch. Arms are straight and legs are straight. As you inhale, reach towards your left side. As you exhale, left hand down, right arm up. Each time you might be able to go a little bit deeper in the posture. Right? And look, we're not using props. Hey, Mom, no hands, no props. This is a big deal for me. It's hard. Keep the belly engaged to protect your lower back, and always want to have that awareness on the core. Stay here, inhale. Then when you exhale, you're going to bring your right hand down, pivot on your feet, maybe shorten the distance of your feet. Now we're in pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana. Press into the big toe down of your left foot and the heel and little toe side of your right foot. And try to crinkle your mat with your heels. You're digging so much in your heels that you feel like you can crinkle your mat. Or if you're on floor, like you could lift up a floorboard. Wow. Kneecaps lift up, quads lift up, backs of the legs really opening. Those hamstrings are lengthening like there's nobody's business. Stay here, inhale. Now when you exhale, you're going to start to bend your knee and start to lift your back leg up. So we're moving into that standing split. And then we're going to sweep the top leg up 3 times, kind of like a pendulum. Here's 1, here's 2, here's 3. So it's also a truth level. You know, some of you are really open, that standing split, your top foot could reach the ceiling, the sky. I'm really tight, so it's going to take me a while to get to that. But again, it's a yoga practice. We practice yoga. It's about the journey. Take an inhale here. Then when you exhale, brief pyramid pose. Walk your hands like you're walking around the world. Pasarita pose last time. Take an inhale to lift your chest up. When you exhale, make sure the outside edges of your feet are parallel to front and back edge of your mat. From pubic bone out to chest, the crown of the head is trying to stretch forward to the space that's in front of you. Stay here, inhale. And then exhale, walk the hands back so they're in line with your feet in that same plane. Hands are shoulder width apart, elbows hugging towards each other, crown of the head drifting down. Lift the kneecaps, lift the quads, and wow, just notice, observe what's happening with the backs of the legs. Are they getting more open? As you're lifting your kneecaps, lifting your quads, you're allowing those hamstrings to really stretch and lengthen. And as you push into your hands, allow your shoulder blades to slide up towards your waist. Stay here, inhale. Stay here, exhale. Then inhale, walk the hands forward. Try to get your chest to be parallel to the floor. This time, take right hand to right hip crease. Left hand to left hip crease. Belly draws in. Inhale, come up to stand. And let's see if I can more gracefully jump my feet together. Ta-da! Okay, let's do one other thing. So hamstrings, hamstrings, hamstrings. This working of the hamstrings is really good for your inversions. Because when you go upside down, you have to have that openness of the backs of the legs, right? Because we worked on straight legs, and because we started with laying on our backs, you know, one leg lifted, straighten it, this is a good segue for handstand. Adho Mukha Vrikshasana. First, we'll do the prep, and then we'll see how it goes, and we'll work to have our legs, you know, straight. Hopefully, you'll be able to see me. I may or may not be out of the frame, but I will see if I can adjust the camera accordingly. So a prep for this would be downward dog. So we're going to come into downward dog with our heels at the wall, but then we'll walk our feet up the wall. I'm not going to be able to see, but hopefully you can see. So I'm in downward dog with my heels touching the baseboard. And you could stay right here. This is plenty. Or bring your right foot up to the height of your hip, and then left foot up to the height of your hip, and see if you can get your body to look like that capital letter L. Legs are straight. Arms are straight. Smooth, steady breathing. Bring the left foot down, right foot down, and fold forward in Uttanasana, forward fold. Let those shoulder blades continue to slide up towards your waist. Keep the belly engaged. Take an inhale here. Take an exhale here. Bring your hands to your outer hips. Belly draws in. Inhale, come up to stand. Exhale, release your hands. So inversions, remember I talked about that a few sessions ago. And we'll work on dolphin, and we'll work on headstand and shoulder stand. But because of what we did today, it's a good one for handstand. So what I just did now was the prep. So sometimes it's called upside down puppy dog, but it should look like the capital letter L, right? And sometimes the prep is more difficult than the actual posture. So now I'm going to attempt to take that upside down. So my back will be to you, and I'm just going to change the screen a little bit so that the frame will be a little bit better. Uh-oh, coming at you. Ooh, coming at you hot. So it's the same concept. I'm going to come into downward dog with my hands at the baseboard. So as we're, reevaluating the way we practice our wellness, maybe you can have a spot in the house that you can devote to your wellness practice, whether it's, Pilates or yoga, cardio, weight training, whatever it is, you have that space. So I'm going to come into downward dog, and I'm going to go up with one leg. I'm going to try to keep it in the split, and hopefully you'll be able to see it in the frame. Right, Cooper? So here I am in down dog. Pardon me, my legs or my back body is going to be towards you. And then I'm going to bend my left knee. So I'm coming in with my left knee bent, 2 to 3 feet from being in between my hands. I'm going to keep my right leg straight like a poker, and I'm going to use my bottom leg, which is my left leg, as my power leg to just really spring up, right? Don't externally rotate that right thigh bone to the hip socket. Keep it neutral and come up. And then I'll go one more time because I didn't want to balance, but that's what happened. Okay, so now, you can't see me. Legs are super straight. Now I'm going to see if I can take my left leg down so my legs look like that capital letter L once again. Then I'm going to bring it back up. Take my right leg out. Try to get that capital letter L. Bring it back up. Look in between my hands and slowly bring my feet back down. Whoopsie. So now I have to go up with the opposite leg. That's hard. Okay, here we go. Round 2. See if I can straighten that left leg. Make it look like a capital letter L. Bring it back up. See if I can straighten that right leg. Make it look like a capital letter L. Bring it back up. And then this time I'm going to bend my knees and slowly bring my feet down and come to Uttanasana, forward fold. Really hard to talk and do that, but hopefully you get the idea. And hopefully there was an element of grace, not embarrassment. But even so, it's okay. It's a yoga practice. And then from this forward fold Uttanasana, I'm going to come back to downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, sorry. And that handstand that we did, that's called Adho Mukha Vriksasana, downward facing tree. And then after all of that, look back at those hamstrings. Are they lengthened? Are they opened up? Yeah. Lower your knees, rest, child's pose, or you can sit on your feet or in between your feet for hero pose. So all of that to get to our hamstrings. Wow. We'll take a twist and then a wide leg fold, and then we'll adjust the screen accordingly so that you can see. We're going to do Upavishta Konasana to right and left. Let me tilt this down. Whew. In the future, I think I should get a production crew. Okay. Seated twist before we go into Upavishta Konasana. So this is Ardha Matsyendrasana, half lord of the fish. I'm going to bring my right arm behind me, left arm up, inhale. And then exhale to twist. As I inhale, I'm trying to lengthen the crown of my head up towards the ceiling. And then as I exhale, I try to empty out my breath so I can twist a little bit more, using my arms and legs like levers. Stay here, inhale. And then exhale, slowly unwind. Change the crossing of your legs. Now, to cross your legs or to bend both knees, if that's too much, just do one leg at a time, right? meaning one leg can be straight, one leg can be bent. Now the left arm comes behind you, right arm up. Inhale. And then exhale, start to twist to the second side. Every time you inhale, you're trying to reach up towards the ceiling with the crown of your head or up towards the sky. Every time you exhale, you're trying to empty a little bit more so you can revolve a little bit more, keeping the chest away from the floor. Stay here, inhale. And exhale, unwind for your legs forward and straight, Dandasana. So Dandasana is the blueprint for all of your seated postures. Tadasana is the blueprint for all your standing postures. You'll notice that the instructions are similar. Descend the thigh bones down, inner and outer heels down, calves down. Lift up and out of the sides of your waist. Lift the heart, lift the chest. Roll your shoulders back and down. Rod across the collarbones, bottom tips of the shoulder blades pressing deep into the back body. And allow the crown of the head to stretch up towards the ceiling. Dandasana. Stay here, inhale. Then exhale, slowly release. And start to take your legs wide apart for Upavishta Konasana. I like to use the pardon me, the corners of my mat so that I know I'm in proper alignment. If you're on wood floor, sometimes you can line up your feet with the panels so you know you're in the correct alignment. The legs are not askew. We'll go right, left, then center. Okay? So take an inhale, sit up really tall, and then exhale, turn to your right side. Take an inhale, lift up again, and then exhale, bring your hands to frame your leg. So the left sitting bone is going to lift up, but keep trying to turn. Once you can't turn anymore, see if you can get both of those sitting bones down, and to any degree, start to fold. And then we're going to start to walk the hands towards center, very similar to how we did in that wide leg forward fold, Pasarita Padottanasana A. And then I'm going to scooch my right hand as close to my right foot as I can get it, and then I'm going to take my left arm up to the ceiling. Stay there, or maybe I can reach that left arm up and over. Might even be able to touch the toes. But really, we're still focused on the hamstrings. Right? A lot of work for the hamstrings. Then inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, draw the body up. Inhale, the arms reach. Exhale, turn to your left side. Take another inhale. Then exhale, bring your hands to frame your left leg. Keep turning your heart and your chest to the left. That right sitting bone's going to lift up a little bit. And then see if you can, as you fold, bring it back down. Then walk your hands back towards center. Get all of that length. Then take the left hand close to the left foot. Reach the right arm up. Stretch up, reach up. And then maybe take the right arm up and over. It might find your foot. Keep breathing in and out through your nose as we do Parsva Upavishta Konasana. Parsva is side. Then inhale, come up. Exhale, release the arms. Last thing, inhale, arms up. And then exhale, fold. You can bring your hands to your toes. You can bring your hands in front of you. Keep flexing your feet. Keep extending out through the inner and outer heels. Keep drawing those thigh bones into the hip sockets. And notice the depth of your fold. Maybe there is a change in the way the back body, specifically the backs of the legs, feel. Take an inhale here. Take an exhale here. Maybe fold a little bit deeper. Wow. This is my nemesis pose, which is why we have to work on hamstrings. Not we. You can do whatever you want. I'm just glad you subscribed. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, slowly unwind. Lift yourself up. And then draw your legs back together. See if you can sit really tall. Stay here, inhale. Stay here, exhale. Now inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold Paschimottanasana. Fold forward, fold inward. So it's still summer here in the OC. Hot and humid. It's going to be hot and humid for like another week. Really good day for forward folds. And a really good day to strengthen, well, not strengthen, lengthen the hamstrings. Stay here, inhale. Exhale. Now inhale, come back up. Exhale, release your arms down. And sit with your shins crossed and pause here. and just observe how your body feels in this present moment. Those of you maybe created a little bit more space, maybe if there's a sense of more peace and ease in the mind, maybe the breathing is better. Pause, observe, and feel. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Please feel free to leave comments, questions, concerns. If you have any suggestions, I'm open to that. You can like the page, you can give me a thumbs up, subscribe. Just stay connected. Everyone be well, stay safe, stay connected. Ciao for now. Peace out, yogis.